How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Yashahime Princess Half Demon episode review recap. Today's episode is Season 2, Episode 31, Takechiyo's Request, which is coincidental because this whole entire episode is not just featuring that. We have gone back to the days of Inuyasha where we have one, two, three, technically four underlying plots that are going on almost basically at the exact same time. So, before I do any of this, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help out. Let's keep on going. So, last time, I believe I said last week's episode was the best episode so far. It was. I'm trying to. I feel truly bad. Last week's episode with Hisui, which we do get some more Hisui in here, but I felt like I said that last week's episode felt a whole lot like Inuyasha, and I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. This entire season feels like it's what we should have did last time, but we didn't because we were trying too hard to make it different or make you forget about everybody else. Maybe I don't know. But let's get into this episode. So I again have to point out, I love the fact that the intro is now what the plot should have been before. Hey, our mom is stricken by the silver curse, this silver scale curse by this person named Zero, who is super stupid and super evil. We gotta figure out how to save her. We gotta do it with Shishomaru's daughters. Yay. And here's Moroha, because apparently Moroha's always an afterthought for you jerks. I'm trying not to say things like jackasses and bitch. I'm trying not to say these things, guys, but uh, coupled with my I'm kind of dragging today. Coupled with me dragging today, and some of the annoyances that have kind of gone over with the last 10 episodes, last 10 minutes of this episode. But hang on, I do appreciate that now. Towa Setsuna, they speak over. What's the plot now? It's nice. You can't have Moroha do it because Moroha is gonna be like, I'm here, and people are giving me misinformation about my parents or giving me nothing at all. Kaede. So now that Toa has the flute that does the Sailor Moon transformation into the blade, she plays flute. Sister does violin. They do the song. It's awkward to hear at first, but for the rest of the episode, whenever they do that, it does sound good. I'm not going to hate on that at all. Um, so while they're playing, suddenly a flying rockfish comes, and we are met with our monster, not monster of the week, but our demon of the moment, the Rock Fiend. And the Rock Fiend, like, hey, you guys are Shishomaru's daughters. I'm gonna kill you. This is gonna be a regular occurrence probably from now on. I don't know who has put out the word because no one said anything last season. I mean, they beat up the four perils that were supposed to be the top of the top, even though the four perils got stompity stomped very, very, very easily. Hey, okay, whatever. Now everybody knows their name. I don't know. Maybe it's because they saved Rion. It's like a checkpoint in the game where you get to a certain point. Now the world is kind of shifted and changed. Bloodborne when the moon starts to become the blood moon, or it looks like the once you get enough insight, you're able to see what things really are. Maybe that's the situation here. So they were waiting for this demon. Apparently, I guess they're on the job. They fight this thing, and they're working together to slice it. But it's able to grow back limbs, even though it's a rock thing. It doesn't grab rocks from the area. It just regrows everything. So we get to see Setsuna use cyclone burst. Have not seen that in a long time. Um, and after they cut it in half, it's able to grow. When I mean grow back the limbs, its lower half is cut off. A head pops out of that, and so um, as they get them on the ropes, and then Toa has her sword at it, and things like, oh, we surrender, we don't want to die. And even Sassuna's like, please don't do this, Toa. Toa's like, oh, okay, lets her guard down. They go to attack her. Of course, Toa's able to put up a barrier in time thanks to the new sword, but This thing works like Golem and Graveler from Pokemon. It's gonna take everything else out with them, and they explode. But then we have three tiny little rock demons that are left. That they run away. Whether they're gonna hurt, they're gonna come back and get them. And Sasuna, after right before the three rocklings run away, Sasuna says, maybe you should go back to the other world. You know, I'll deal, I'll save our mom and I'll kill Kirinmaru. Now you would think it's her going your week, but not going your week for the reasons that are very obvious. So Sasuna says, slaying when they're slaying demons, they really, really, really have to take care of everything because the people who live at the base of a mountain, the demon's gonna run that way. So they can't leave. They gotta stay. They gotta see this whole entire thing through. And the thing that's fine that I love when I put notes of what I would think towards the in here. It's weird to me because even Kagome, who she was raised in, the modern era too, even she never really let her guard down when it came to fighting other demons. Even Kagome is just kind of like, all right, I got this arrow. The only time she's ever really done that was Koga. I can't remember the name of the big giant half demon. His mother was human, but he's giant, and his father was giant, and he's gentle, but he could really mess stuff up. And the bat demon girl, that cute girl who showed up last season. That's the only time Kagome ever never really didn't go, oh, I'm not gonna kill it. And she's the one that was the most calm out of the group. I'm just saying. So now we have Takamaru Takechiyo. That's his full name. Didn't know Takamaru was part of his name because he has a hawk now. They brought him a letter. Apparently, he has some family issues. He doesn't think he can do this by himself, and the hawk tells him, "Well, get somebody to help you." He doesn't talk. It just hawk, 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 hawk. Tells him. He's like, ah, okay. So deep in these mountains, excuse me, there are four masks that are apparently individual demons, or maybe they're one demon that can split himself up. I think it's four ones that come together. Kind of remind me of, again, that dragon that Inuyasha killed that his father couldn't kill. Except the masks don't have a mouth. They're just on the wall. And they're talking about Moroha. They're like, yeah, there was this priestess named Kagome that sealed up, that purified the Shikon jewel. She could seal things with her arrows. We heard she have a daughter. Man, we not want to run into her. And they're talking to, if you, I don't remember the name of the yokai, but Moroha is disguised as the umbrella yokai that has one eye. They typically do have a long tongue too, but I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But she's disguised as that, which we find out in a moment. But they're talking about Kagome, and they're talking about Moroha. It's like, well, she's a quarter demon, so it should be easier to beat her. We heard that her father was the half demon Inuyasha who killed Naraku. Yeah, we don't want to deal with her. And Moroha just, she had rips off her disguise. Is like, I don't have that type of spiritual power. They're like, oh snap, it's Moroha. They open up some type of dimensional hole. All four mans go together and get the hell out of there. And now Moroha's like, all right, this is why I'm not making enough money because now that my name is out there and people know my parents, they're gonna run away from her. I don't know why. See, I don't know why she has the opposite effect of Shishomaru. Like, do people hate Shishomaru that much? They're like, yo, we hate you so much because you so damn strong. We gonna kill your kids. But then when it comes to Inuyasha and Kagome, it's like, man, don't fuck with them. Don't mess with their kids. Don't mess with their nieces, nephews, their cousins. Leave them people alone. But here's the thing: you guys do know Inuyasha is related to Shishomaru, so why aren't you attacking Moroha for her to make more money, or why aren't you running from the twins? Okay, that's all I can say is okay. Um, so she walks out of this cave area, and Takechiyo's there. He's saying that he wants to hire her, and he'll pay her one whole Rio. Now, apparently, the one Rio is, I don't understand the currency in this feudal era. I don't pretend to understand it, but apparently that is enough for her to pay back the corpse dealer her debt. So she says, "Sure, I'll go with you." Meanwhile, we have Riku and Rion, and he says, "I can't go in and see Lady Zero, but you can. Maybe if you see her, maybe she'll stop this whole wanting to kill me kind of thing if she sees me." And Rion goes in, and there's a crystal ball in there. She's calling out to her auntie Zero, and she's able to talk to Zero through it. And Zero's like, "Oh wow, you're alive!" And she tells Zero, she's like, because Zero's like, "Oh, you're off of Mount Miyubi, yeah. The half demon girls saved me. They saved you." She's like, "Yeah." And the one girl's able to cut down, Lady Sassoon's able to cut threads of fate. And I'm thinking to myself, yo, your auntie is in league with the guy who, with your father, who you want to see be defeated. Why are you telling her this information? What? And Zero's thinking to herself. She's like, I don't know if she's thinking or she's saying it out loud. Either way, it wouldn't matter because she's saying, okay, she's learned how to destroy threads of fate. I gotta move fast. I gotta kill these chicks. And then she goes, well, you know what? It's nice seeing you. Actually, before she says that, I get ahead of myself. Rion is saying she wants to stop her father because he wants to activate the wheel of time and just destroy everything, make everything in time cease to exist. And Zero's kind of surprised. She's like, "Oh, really? You're gonna stop your dad? Oh, okay, so even though you're dead, you still care about the world of living. All right. Well, you know what? Because she asked her, Auntie Zero, can you help me stop my Kiramaru? Help me stop my dad? You know what? Since you're my niece, I'll put it under consideration." She's smiling while she says this, and then she flat out goes, "Well, even though you were used to trick me, it was nice seeing you. Even if you're just a puppet and it's not your real body." And Rion's like, "Auntie, Auntie," she's basically just surprised, like, "Why won't you? What?" Which is a good reaction from Rihan, gathering that she was kind of stupid in her revelation of what was going on. But I like that reaction from her. So it turns out the Zero is actually right outside that area, and the scene that we are in is the same place where she told Riku, "If I see you, I'm gonna kill you." After telling him, "You're a two-way radio." But I digress. Um, she's right outside. Apparently, I think she can see Riku. I thought Riku could see her, but no, he's probably just looking at the castle because when Rion comes out, she gives a she gives a message that Lady Zero has for Riku. The woman that you're enamored with, Lady Towa or whatever her name, whatever she calls Towa. Next time I see her, next time you see me, she's gonna be dead. She's basically saying I'm gonna kill Towa, flat out. And once Riku gets the message, she's like, "Damn, like for real?" And Rihan flat out goes, Zero's just like me. She's stuck in time. She has not gone past whatever happened to her hundreds of years ago. Which again, the jealous, scornful woman lover archetype that can do very well. As a matter of fact, I like Naraku because he was annoying. Like it's like, man, we killed this guy. Oh no, we didn't. I run away. That's I used to hate that. I was a little bit enamored with it because I'm like, wow, they're doing a really good job of making me hate this guy. He kills the people who you start to like. He even kills his own people that you start to like. And he reminds me of Dio, or should I say, Dio reminds me of him. Dio's whole thing was, I hate you so much, Joseph, for no reason. And I think I'm okay with that as opposed to Zero, whose whole deal is, why'd you why'd you bang that chick instead of me? Wait, you're the great dog demon. Why'd you leave your other wife and then go with this chick here? Oh, I hate y'all. I even hate to have demons because they're not. It just seems like a race thing, like literally a race thing, which we've seen in Aquaman movie, we've seen in Harry Potter. It just seems kind of dumb for me. I need a little bit more depth to her, but this is what we're going with. Even Kiramaru seems a lot more interesting. Where his whole deal is, well, there's a prophecy that someone's gonna kill me. More than likely, he wants to destroy the world because his daughter got killed. I'm more in league. I'm in more line. I'm okay with that. I've seen better done female villains like S Death. S Death is done way better, but I'm not even gonna get in there. Even Kagura from Inuyasha, she was done way better than that. And her whole deal was, I want to be free. You get in my way, I'm gonna kill you. I love that. Back to my review. Sorry, I spent the whole minute going on about that. So Towa is just fluting away, fluting on the flute, and she's wondering if Sasuna hates being with her. Sasuna is just practicing with her Nagina. She's like, why does she see me like a sister? We've been together this whole time. And Sasuna thinks back to Riku going, hey, you can't protect Lady Towa the way you are right now. And Sasuna's thinking to herself, no, not at this rate. At this rate, I can't protect her. Meanwhile, Hisui, our boy Hisui, his uncle has called for him. He goes to his uncle. He's like, yeah, you heard from Gyakto, right? The guy that trained Kohaku is the northern leader, which I don't know why Hisui was so. Maybe it's because he's young, because he's like, oh, you had a training period too. And Kohaku's like, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't? You think I just was born this good? No, boy, you got to work for it. And there's a big mission coming up because there's a favor he wants to ask of him. And he's saying, and Hisu's like, well, we're gonna bring the twins along. He's like, I want to, but and we're gonna get to that but in 1 minute. Because now, on the other side, we're with Takechiyo, who this episode was named after. Him carrying Moroha. Moroha's like, wow, didn't realize you were the young lord of the Mamidara family. He's like, well, ex young lord. She's like, yeah, you know what I mean, but still. And he was raised and born on this island that looks like a more terrifying, more dope version of that turtle shelled uh, raccoon tail thing he becomes when he flies. It looks like a more dope, more ferocious version of that. And she's like, regardless, I'm gonna help you out. We're back at Towa doing her fluty flute thing, and she's able to sense the giant boomerang, the Hiratsuko thing. I can't think of the name right now. Again, I apologize because I'm dragging, but she dodges the boomerang. Hisu gets it back. She's like, "What's the deal with that?" He's like, "I just wanted to confirm if something my uncle said was true, and that you didn't know when to run." And she's like, "Even I would run away from that thing." He's like, and he doesn't say it. Kohaku, who's right on top of Kirara, says, "No, that's not what I mean. You you dodged that. That's not the same thing. You refuse to run, and when you refuse to do that, you leave yourself open." Now, I don't know if this is a Japanese thing or if when it gets translated in English to the sub, I don't know how they're going to be able to do this, but you got to pay attention because it's not talking about like the art of running away like Joseph Joestar. He's talking about knowing when to take a step back, how to retreat, go forward and retreat and stuff like that. We'll get into that in a minute because that's what I thought he meant, but he actually kind of does mean like the secret Joestar art of just running away. um, Setsuna's talking with Hisu because she's like, I can't see the threat of fate. She lacks awareness of it. And Hisu shares with her what his mother said that, maybe you just got to create a trust with your weapon and make a bond with it. His mother entrusted him with Hisu, oh my god, the Hiraikotsu. I got it. And Hisu saying, he's learning how to trust it, having a bond with it. Maybe you need to come into battle with us and you can develop a trust with it. And Satsuna considers, she's like, maybe I do need to strengthen the bond between me and my Naginata, the Yukari no Tachikiri. And, when he asks if she plans on being the Demon Slayer, that's when she's thoughtfully looking at her Naginata. So, Takechiyo and Moroha, they finally make it to the beach. I already described to you what that looks like. But uh, at the very top, there is the castle of the Mamidara, and then there is the full moon raccoon dog tower. And Moroha doesn't know what that is, and she will learn what that is because a familiar face with the hawk comes by. It's Hachi. Hachi's happy to see Takechiyo. Takechiyo says, "Yeah, I chose this, her here to help me." And he's like, "That's Lady Moroha. I know your folks." It's like, My parents, yeah, your parents entrusted me to take you to Koga's wolf tribe forest, not forest, but fortress. You know, um, I'm sorry to hear about them dying. She's like, what? He's like, well, I didn't see it personally, but they went against Shishomaru and Kiramaru, and it had to die, right? Here's the thing, and see, Moroha doesn't know this because everybody else is fucking dumb, and because Shishomaru is Shishomaru, and he will not tell her this, she doesn't realize Hachi is dumb, like not insulting the character, not being one of those guys that's like, I don't like this character because he's dumb. No, he's literally dumb. He has said and done dumb things back at during Inuyasha, especially in regards to Moroku, where Moroku had to punch him in the head like, you're dumb. Why would you do that? Dude is dumb. So you tell this chick, you tell this girl, yeah, your parents are dead, by the way. I'm pretty sure they're dead, even though, your mother was the most amazing priestess and your dad killed the baddest dude in the land. Okay, whatever, man. But when Moroha thinks about it, she's like, wow, so what I did see them in was the afterlife. And she's about to cry, but they're looking at her and she snaps herself out of it. Oh, poor Moroha. Like, as much as I call Towa, like Naruto, for her being dumb and believe it attitude, we get more of the emotional side of that character when it comes to Moroha. Like, it's something to be said when your side characters, and I'm sorry, they're treating Moroha like a side character, even though her dad was the main reason for the last for this show even coming into existence. I it's interesting that she's getting a lot of the emotional beats, at least the emotional beats that I care for. And we'll get into more emotional stuff later. So now they have to explain to her that her mother sealed the full moon raccoon dog demon. So they're like, if she did it, you can do it. She has big shoes to fill. She's like, but all right, we can do this. Let's go through here. So it's gonna be Towa training with Kohaku. They're gonna have a little square off, and he has his kunai with chain. They go in to fight. He's like, dodge Towa. Towa doesn't dodge. She puts up her blade, doesn't dodge, refuses to listen like early versions of Charizard and Pokemon. Just puts the thing up, and he's able to do some type of move where his blade is now at her stomach. She's like, well, I yield, you win. Man, fighting against a sickle and scythe is pretty hard. He's like, no, that's not it at all. You're ashamed of running away. He says, I don't know your past. I don't know much about you, but I can tell something deep in your heart has scarred you. Something has happened to you where you're ashamed to run away. And you know, oh my goodness. The thing I wrote some very harsh words in here because this is what she's starting to do, which is pissing me off. She's just repeating everything he says. That anime trope of you harbor something in your heart, you're ashamed to run away. I'm ashamed to run away. You don't have to fill the void with that. You can just have characters be quiet. She can just think it. She didn't have to say it out loud. But he tells her, when he was young, he traveled with a lot of people. And I'm thinking about, what do you mean when you're young? He's talking about when Kohaku got killed, had a little shard in him. He traveled with many people. But two people, he's only ever known two people that never backed down and backed away. It was Lady Kikyo and it was Lord Shishomaru. And if we get flashbacks of him traveling with them, and he's like, they always stood tall and carried themselves with dignity. But when I say you, Toa, I just get worried by you just standing there and not running away. So he's saying, you know what? We're gonna take before this. He says you're one of Shishomaru's kids. People are gonna come and attack you more and more. We're gonna take Sasuna with us. So in this case, don't worry. Just run away. Don't engage in things because we're gonna have your twin sister with us because I need her for this mission, but can't have you coming with us. and just focus on the work that you have here, he tells her. And of course she politely bows, says, "Okay, please take care of my sister." Now we have gone. This has gone for a whole day. We are now in the night cycle. Now at the night part, at the castle, uh, Moroha and crew. She looks up and there's a giant. The eye of the anime eye of Sauron. This just lazy eye is looking down. They're like, "Yeah, that's the security eye. It'll alert them if we're there." So we got to come up with some kind of plan. Moroha being Moroha is just like, "Nah, we'll come up with it as we go along." So she thinks she can run. I looks at her, does an eye beam. She's stuck there, and guards are coming out of that raccoon dog tower. That's what we were left with that for the rest of the episode. Now, Towa doing her fluty flute thing. And Satsuma's talking to her, telling her, in the morning I'm going to leave for the land of snow that's in the northern sea. Stay out of trouble, Towa. Towa's like, yeah, I will. You too. And by the way, Towa, she tries to tell Towa, let go of your hand. And I was kind of confused about that translation. Maybe she was trying to tell her, let go of your hand and what happened to us. Because we all know why Towa is afraid of, doesn't want to run away anymore, right? Even though Towa, who is so brain dead, she said it in her own mind for us, the viewers, to hear it many, many times, not just this season, but last season. She's ashamed that she ran, when she feels like she ran and left her sister behind, which you didn't. You both were running together. You got separated by a tree because she made sure you didn't get killed, and a time hole took you. That's okay. You need to work through that. But what I'm annoyed about is that she doesn't come to this revelation that, oh, that moment probably did mess me up and make me feel this way. No, multiple times of saying I won't ever run away from her, I won't ever leave her, which I guess leads to the sister complex. Maybe there's a reason why I don't like Toa, and she annoys me. I appreciate that she's caring and compassionate. I love that about her. She needs to be a foil to a lot of the other people that don't really care, and she's willing to do the right thing. I love it. It's great. But that sister thing, you gotta chill. You gotta chill because we're gonna find out very soon that you don't realize that that complex is actually what's holding her back. So in the distance, we get another giant rock monster. Which now that I'm thinking about these rock guys, kind of look like that Yu-Gi-Oh card, Giant Soldier of Stone. It comes in, it's the big boss because the three rock guys are there and they jump and fuse with its arm. So now it's time for them to fight the big boss man. They're going in to fight it. Satsuna tells Towa, dodge the giant fist coming at you. Towa just does this. Goes for the block again. Takes a scourge of swallows to destroy the arm and for Satsuna to cut it in half. And you know, I'm trying to get here. She she leaps away. Toa is gonna jump in for another attack, looks in the thing's eyes, and I don't think it stopped her time. I think in that moment she had her little revelation. And a barrier, not a barrier, but a barrier of rocks gets thrown at her and she gets hit and dodges. And this makes her sister get hit and responds. And she goes, "It's true. It's so true." And so the rock guy, this new evil rock guy, gathers up his pieces. He's gonna do the self destruct move, and uh, Toa puts her blade up, blade made from flute, to use her special ability, draw in the demon energy of this thing, and we get the twin, the double dragon, does the twin as your dragon move on it, destroying it, killing it. And she's saying in her head, I always use Setsuna as an excuse for my weakness. I'm so naive. But this whole time, Riku and Rion are watching it because, of course, he's going to come there to defend Toa. And Rion is now friends with them. Uh, he's like, her ladyship is not a protector, but one to be protected. And that's where the episode ends. Our preview has Setsuna contemplating about her learning empathy because she doesn't understand it. But then she wondering if she could feel sorrow for others and have a compassionate heart. And we have like 4 or 5 things. One thing says Zero has no tears. I don't know if that's the name of the episode, but we have 4 or 5 plots going on. Very Inuyasha thing, especially towards the middle. Not final act because I haven't seen that, but especially towards the middle, where it's like Naraku's playing, Shishomaru stuff. Here's our group, and we're shuffling through that. It looks like the crew is gonna stay split up at least for next week. Don't know if they're gonna continue to split up, but yeah. Flat out, I'll give this episode 3.5. Yeah, I give it 3.5 because it wasn't horrible. We're finally touching on things, but it took this long to get a Towa that goes. I'm using my sister as a crutch. It took this long, and my issue comes with the translation. I get the translation is usually decent. I get what they were trying to say because if you've watched enough anime, if you know enough about the culture, you can understand where they're getting at. But yeah, it's kind of a toss up there. We're still left with Lady Zero. Kiramaru's doing whatever. Looks like that kid with the pinwheel that can move time is going to show up with Towa. I have no clue what's supposed to happen next week. I'm just hoping something does that doesn't involve Zero, because Zero looks like we might get a flashback with her, which is fine. Maybe Rion and Riku will finally explain why she's such a bitch, like fully, instead of the whole you married these people. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you, and I'm jealous because I couldn't get your son. Hoopa doopa doop. Please give her a little bit more depth for me to care. But yes, 3.5 out of 5. Wasn't horrible. Slightly above average because we're finally moving at a pace that we should have moved at a long time ago. But please let me know what you thought of the episode in the comment section down below. As always, please like the video, share the video, show other people what a great time we're having. Hit that subscribe button if you're new here. If you're not new here, hit the notification bell so you get notified of more videos like this all of the time. Please, 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 please. Just, I deeply, deeply appreciate all of you. So please take care of yourself. Be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask. As always, be kind to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. And I will definitely see you next time.